Okay, so we are on project two. This is just going to be an introduction for anybody confused on it. And also, this is going to be for my online classes. So you'll need to be just paying attention to the online instructions or online class instructions. The online and seated instructions are listed on here. But obviously, if you guys are watching this, you are in the online only class. So only pay attention to those, please. So for project two, this is the Renaissance jigsaw puzzle. The Renaissance is a period of art during the 15th, 16th centuries. The Italian Renaissance was centered in primarily Florence, Italy, and includes famous artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, etc. And the Northern Renaissance, which also occurred during the 15th and 16th centuries, featured artists such as John van Eyck, Albert Dürer, and Bosch, and more. So we are going to, for the online classes, choose, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, you have total free reign on that, but it does need to be a artist from the Renaissance period. If it is not in the 15th and 16th centuries, this is not a good artist for this selection. And also specifically, this needs to be coming from somewhere in Europe during this time period. I've got several examples there. If you're uncertain if an artist that you've chosen is falling into the Renaissance time period, just send me a quick email and just make sure that that one is a good one for you to choose. But this is not Van Gogh. This is not Claude Monet or Manet. Those are all going to be artists that come after this. But Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, John van Eyck, any of those are good choices and what I would select for this assignment. So learning about all of these significant artists in a meaningful way would be nearly impossible even if we had all semester to focus on just the Renaissance. However, it is possible for us to break the learning into smaller chunks and then put it all together. So think about this as being a Renaissance jigsaw puzzle. You will take one piece of the puzzle to research, and you will then share your learning with your classmates in assembling the puzzle. So the objective is to explore your Renaissance artist and use a PowerPoint to create a 4 or more visual presentation. For online classes, so this is you right here, online classes. Task 1, before beginning, select an artist of your choosing from the European Renaissance, 1490 to 1527. Research your Renaissance artist. Remember that you will need to cite any sources you paraphrase or quote from, and decide which of the following formats you wish to follow. And then begin working on your presentation. You will choose your format. So there are 3 options. You do not have to select all 3. I only want you to select one of these for how you set up your PowerPoint. The first one is going to be a visual timeline exploring the artist's work and the artist over their whole life. This one, you don't need to touch on any specific artworks for very long. This is more so just like a synopsis of their whole life. Now, Google Slides has a really good like timeline template option you can choose from. And so if you want to select that, you definitely can. And then the second option is a formal analysis of 4 artworks, or so this is the number of students in a group. This is not a group project for us. So just ignore that part where it says in the group. The online classes, this is an individual project, not a group project. So do not confuse it with needing to be in a group. You do not, but you do need to have at least 4 artworks in your presentation. And then the last one, a deep dive into 1 or possibly 2 artworks with an examination into the meaning, symbolism, details, etc. Now, the deep dive would be a good choice if you were to do like, I don't know, if you wanted to do like Raphael's Sistine Chapel, or sorry, not Raphael's, Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, or an artwork that maybe was more complex, or one artwork that's more complex than say like, one singular portrait or something like that. But the Sistine Chapel might be a good one to do a deep dive on if you do Michelangelo. But you could also do, if you do Leonardo da Vinci, you could do Mona Lisa, you could do The Last Supper. But make sure there's a good amount of content on the deep dive one that you choose if you decide to do that format. Requirements for this assignment: your PowerPoint presentation must utilize at least 4 pages. Your PowerPoint must contain a balance of images and text. So I don't want you to just have like 1 image and like 2 words on there, but I also don't want you to have like full paragraphs either. No large paragraphs should be used. Please use bullet points or short sentences. And remember, this is a visual presentation. All sources must be documented in MLA style on a works cited page. A works cited page at the end is a requirement, and it is not one of the 4 pages. The 4 pages are like body text or like body slides. These are not going to be your, sorry, that's my dryer going off. I'm at home right now. This is not going to be one of our works cited pages or our introduction slide. This is going to be the bulk in the middle of the presentation. Let's see. Remember, all quotes are direct paraphrases, should be cited with an in-text citation. For example, this is a quote in quotations and then the source that it came from. You can choose the last name of the works cited source that you use for that. Try to use elevated and professional language to discuss your ideas and be found in previous paragraphs or previous modules. That might be where you want to find your information from. Try to use art terms and demonstrate that you know what they mean, and must be at least 4 pages of content in a PowerPoint or Google Slides presentation. Points will be deducted for poor grammar, spelling, and unclear writing, as well as for poor organizations or incoherence. Task 3 is to upload your presentation. So upload your PowerPoint to the submission link as a PDF. If you do not have a PowerPoint and choose Google Slides, you must remember to make your slides public. So that's really, really important. I don't want to click on your presentation and there be like you don't have access link there. You need to make sure that you turn on your able to view as public. I've attached a screenshot below of how to do this. If you fail to do so, your project will not be accepted for grading. So I don't want to be chasing you down, trying to figure out, where your link is, why it's not public. And you just need to make sure that you pay attention to the instructions and that you are making this public. So you'll see here, it's got send the link for art exhibition. And this is up at the top where it says share right there. And when you that's how you'll send the link. And then anyone with the link can be the viewer. It'll automatically say anyone or only those provided access or private, something like that. So you need to make sure that it says anyone with the link there. And then you just copy the link that's right there. It's safer to do this than to copy the URL up at the top, like right there in the bar. So for how to copy it, you'll go to share, make sure that anyone with the link is the viewer turned on there. And then you'll copy the link right there where that little like pill shaped icon is. It doesn't matter if it says viewer editor here, because really I'm the only person who's going to have access to this. So I'm not going to edit your slide for you or anything or delete information, anything like that. But just to make it, look like or make it to where no one else can edit the PowerPoint, you put viewer instead of editor. But with that said, you're more than welcome to do just a traditional like Microsoft PowerPoint as well, or just a regular PowerPoint. You don't have to do Google Slides if you don't want to, but it is an option if that's the only thing that you have. The last thing I want to say about this project is that I'm aware that with the Renaissance, with the time period or like the time frame that you're going to be doing the Renaissance jigsaw puzzle, we will have not yet gone over that information. That is not going to be in our modules yet. It'll be a couple weeks off. So this is like a preliminary research project to what is to come in our art history units. But I am aware that we have not gone over these artists yet. And that's honestly why I want you to do the research on your own, is so that you kind of come into the art history unit with a little bit of understanding before we actually get started on, going over those chapters and really just hitting that lesson hard. But that's it for online classes. Again, please do not go down here where it says seated classes and try to follow these instructions. You guys are online, so this information will stop right here where I've got this screenshot uploaded. If you have any other questions though, or if you're uncertain about the artist that you want to choose, please let me know and I will be in touch with you guys. And good luck on your project.